go to Job, you know him as a restorer. When you go to a really long journey, so God maintained that snake and kept it there. Hi guys, welcome back to the Unpopular Talk KE. We are happy to have you another time. Welcome back to the series God My God. Today we have another interesting visitor. She is my friend and her story is really powerful. We want to know who her God is. Stay tuned and let's get to know who her God is. Welcome to this channel, Abby. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, Jackie, for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
We're excited to have you here and to hear your story, but also about that, to know who your God is.
Okay. So I am Abigail
Yes.
Mwapo. I want to say a pastor in training. I am also a mother, a single mom of 2 children, a boy, 10 years, and a girl, 7 years. Sometimes I don't like saying their ages because I'm like, oh, I'm getting old. But yeah.
You don't look even an inch old.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So we're happy to have you here, but we'd like to know your story. Let's start from when you got born again. When did you get born again?
I got born again, I believe, in the year 2012. Yes, it was 2012. The reason why I remember it was 2012 is because I had told myself that the time that I get my first child, that's when I am totally going to surrender myself to God. And that time when you're growing up, you are a teenager,
Yeah.
in the youth. I mean, we knew God. I was brought up in a family that, of course, goes to church. We did the church thing
Yeah.
that people do.
Yeah.
But I'd always felt that I wasn't actually doing what God wanted me to do in terms of having a relationship with Him. So I
The
made
relationship thing.
yes, I actually made a pact with God. I told Him the first when I start having children like this, I will totally give myself to
What
you.
made
I
you
don't
choose when
even
you
know.
have kids?
Because I thought, I would rather want to be a good example to them. Yeah, I didn't want them to see me doing all this, other things, and trust me, you did some things. But yeah, I wanted to be a good role model to them.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah. So that's when I gave my life to Christ in May of 2012.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great to hear. So, how has the journey been?
It's been good. I've been growing. I
Yeah.
have learned how to just that relationship thing you're saying
Yeah.
with Christ is
Yeah.
very important.
It's very important, and I think
Yes.
sometimes we forget it's not just getting born again in name. It's something you start a relationship with someone. It is that you have to grow.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So ups and downs. Let's start with the ups, then go to the downs.
Wow. Oh, the ups have been many, and since we are in this journey of Christianity, downs will always have to be there. So ups are, I've known God as my provider. Yeah, God has come through in ways that I cannot even explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, He's been there.
I think you've given me just a brief about the story of God as your provider. And we'd like to know God as your provider. How did you begin? How did the journey begin?
Well, I lost my husband in the year 2020.
Yeah.
He passed on through an accident. And, during that time, so many things are going through your head. When someone you've depended on,
Yeah.
because I wouldn't say the sole breadwinner, but he did most of the things.
Yeah.
And then I would chip in with my business, but during the year 2020, things were not so well. So we were dependent on him.
Yeah.
And when it happened, the first thing I thought was, well, I have these children now that I have to take care of.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was like the hardest thought ever. And I know, and at the back of my mind, I knew that, I could, I was sure God was going to come through.
Yeah.
But it was very, very difficult.
Yeah. Had you had a relationship with God before that had maybe intensified a little?
Yes, definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I had seen him come through even with business.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would get really good business, and I'll be able to take care of some things in the house, and even chip in for school fees. Yeah, so I knew God was gonna provide, but when things like that happen, there's a shift of where I'm alone now in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe let's start talking about what happened during that period.
Yeah, so in the year 2021, it was so, that year was very hard for us. There were times when we couldn't afford rent.
Yeah.
And it happened so a bit of a lot of times, but I was very, very quiet about it. I wasn't telling my parents, or I wouldn't tell my friends. I I felt like I needed God to show himself, like I wanted him to come through.
Did you get angry at some point?
At some point, when he wasn't coming through. I don't know. I don't think I ever got angry with God.
How did you learn to depend on God exclusively? Okay, for me personally, I've gotten angry.
Yeah, I don't think there was a time I got angry. There were questions that would come, of course, to my mind.
Yeah.
Like, okay, God, now, did I do something wrong?
Yeah.
With probably maybe my stewardship was not right in terms of what you have been giving me.
Yeah.
But getting angry, no. I knew that God would come through, because I kept my hope on the verse that says that he's a father to the fatherless and husband to the widows.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a great verse.
That one.
Stand on.
Yes, I stood on that verse, and I was sure that he would come through for me somehow.
Somehow.
Yeah. So there were days that we would be locked out of the house, and we would just show up at my mom's house. We'd go there and just be there, like, we are visiting. Or we'd go to my friend's house and visit her and just be with her. There was a time, actually, my friend didn't have a house cam, and she has twins. So we just went and stayed there, I think, for like 2 weeks or something. Just helping her around. But kumbe, I was buying time.
Yeah.
So that something comes through, I pay, and then now.
And all this time, no one knows. You don't tell even anyone.
No one actually knows.
Even your own mom.
No, not even my mom, and we are close with my mom, but no.
Why did you choose not to tell anyone?
I think I wanted God to just get the glory.
At some point.
I was like, no, I'm just going to. I know God will answer me.
Oh.
Yeah, I had faith.
That's a lot of faith.
I did.
It takes a lot of faith to stay in the midst of all that and still trust.
Yeah.
Yes.
So eventually, God came through. With those months, I was able to pay even the balances and just continue living. And we always had food. There was not a day when we didn't have food. Sometimes my mom would be touched. She would come with the shopping and just bring us, or actually my sister-in-law. Yeah. They really They really
That's
did.
great.
Yeah.
So during this period, I'd like to ask you, sometimes we realize things, like you go through a season and you come out, you realize there's some changes in your character, there's some changes, or
Yeah.
there's some small graces you attained that you didn't have before. So what are some of the changes that you noted, maybe after that season? What are some of the changes?
I believe I was able to, what would I say? I think prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I grew in prayer.
You grew
I
in
grew in
prayer.
prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And also just other disciplines of fasting.
Mm-hmm.
And also, um,
In terms of character, are there things that you saw in your character that maybe changed?
stewardship. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness. I had to learn that.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn stewardship, especially when it comes to finances.
Yeah.
I had to learn it because now you can't just be all over the place since you have children.
Yes.
And learning how to pay utilities and rent, budgeting, those are things that I had to learn. Yeah, by fire, I had to learn them during that time.
Oh,
Yes.
so God taught you some things during
Stewardship.
that period
Yes,
that
yes.
maybe you were struggling with before.
Yes, that
Yeah.
was stewardship. Yes.
That's great to know.
Yes.
It was great to hear your story, but now we would like to know, now currently, after that season, what happened now?
Okay. Let me just backtrack and just mention a blessing that I received from God.
Mm-hmm.
During the beginning of 2022. That was last year. Yes.
Yeah.
I was so sure that I wouldn't be able to afford school fees for the kids because things were like really getting tight. And so I had actually gone to the school and I was, asking them for a transfer and everything, um, so that they can go to a cheaper school. Yeah, so that I wouldn't have to, struggle in payments and everything.
Yeah.
But when I got there, the head teacher was like, so and so didn't call you. I'm like, no one called me. So they had organized someone who had was willing to sponsor the children, uh, just to help them through, as in so that they're able to join this the new year and still be able to continue um, through now last year. And that was such I knew.
Yeah, that's
I
actually
knew that
really.
was God ordained, like it was planned by him.
Did you know this person?
No.
It is
No.
someone you don't
No.
exclusively know.
No. Yeah.
God has miraculous way that He takes care of His children. I know there's a verse that says the wealth of
the rich,
the wealth of the Egyptians. Okay, the wealth of the people of this world shall become the wealth of the people of God. It shall be given to the people of God freely.
Yes.
So sometimes we see verses like that and we just pass them by.
Yeah.
But when you come to think about what you're saying right now, it's someone you exclusively don't know. You have no relationship with them. But for some reason, God ordained a miraculous divine intervention for your kids to be catered for.
Imagine.
That is really powerful.
Yeah, and that just confirms the fact that I know God as my provider.
Yes. He's really a father and a provider. Especially when you know him in that dimension, you actually have the faith to wait upon other things because you've seen him providing in ways you can never even describe. Yes. So did the season continue increasing? That was a really powerful one.
That was actually a testimony.
Yeah.
That things were going to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then eventually, things just became much easier.
Yeah.
I was able to afford now rent, doing business, and also some other what do I call them? Some other things I was trusting God for. Yeah, came through. Yeah.
What sustained you during that season?
In terms of
in terms of strength, in terms of waiting waiting on God in terms of
I think
what hope? Like
yeah.
when we are told in the Bible that when Jesus Christ was going through that, there was something he beheld, the hope that was
set before
yes,
he
for the joy
endured
that
the
was
cross.
set, he enjoyed the cross. What did God show you that he was gonna do for you after that? That you allowed yourself to enjoy?
I think I knew. Okay, I knew that I was going through a test. I mean, with this life, we go through trials and tests and tribulations only for the sake of for our own sake,
Yeah,
for us to get better.
yeah,
There's that verse that says, um, "He chastens the ones that he loves."
yes,
Yes,
mm.
for those situations in life are actually for our betterment.
Yes,
If I hadn't gone through that, then I wouldn't know how to be a good steward of what I've been given.
yeah,
Yes, and trust you me, I had to learn it,
yeah,
and I believe I am getting better at it.
yeah.
Yes,
I,
so
that's
that would,
great to know.
yeah, just knowing that God's plans are always for good.
I think even for me personally, I've been in a season where I'm trying to teach myself more to be a great steward.
Yes.
So it's easy to learn it from when you're not having any challenges.
Issues.
But I can't believe learning it and going through things that it's by force. So it's really a lot and great strength even for you to have gone through. Thank you so much for sharing this, and we appreciate you being on this channel, and we look forward to hear more testimonies. Yes. Thank you for joining us, and bye bye from us.
Thank you.